The journey to the silk cotton tree was one Moruga villagers never made after sundown. Not even the bravest cane cutter or the drunken rum-shop rambler dared approach its towering silhouette once the sky turned dark. The elders said the tree was older than the village, older than the island, older than anything with a heartbeat tonight. The path toward it felt heavier than the humid air. Jules walked ahead, his lantern swinging in one hand, casting long, dancing shadows, a canvas bag of charms clutched in the other. Kamer followed close behind, the weight of his younger brother, Arin, heavy on his back. The boy's skin flickered with faint red veins, pulsing like distant lightning beneath water with every step Kamer took. Arin grew colder, though the air around them shimmered with a strange heat. Kamer, Arin whispered, his voice so faint it was almost lost in the night. Something calling me. Kamer gripped his brother's legs tighter, his knuckles white. Don't listen to it. I can't help it. She's saying my name again. Jules muttered a quick prayer under his breath, his voice a low rumble. Keep your eyes on the ground, boy. The forest does trick people when jumbie energy moving around. The deeper they went, the quieter the forest became. The symphony of the night, the frogs, the insects fell silent. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. The only sound was the crunch of their footsteps on the dry leaves and a distant, low hum of something. Wrong. Halfway down the path, Kamer felt Arin twitch sharply on his back. Kamer Arin's voice cracked with fear. She closed. How you know? Kamer whispered back, his own voice trembling. Arin lifted a trembling hand, pointing into the darkness ahead. The air in front of them began to glow faintly, a soft, pulsing red, like an ember buried beneath the bark of the night. Jules stiffened, his shoulders tight. She know we coming. Kamer swallowed the lump of fear in his throat. Then what we doing walking straight toward she? Because, Jules said, his voice grim and resolute, you can't run from a spirit that know you blood. When they finally reached the clearing, the boys stopped dead in their tracks. The silk cotton tree towered above them, a monstrous silhouette against the moonless sky. Its trunk was as thick as a house, its branches twisted like the arms of giants frozen mid-reach. Pale, massive roots jutted from the ground, looking like the backs of sleeping creatures. Even in the darkness, the tree seemed to glow faintly, its bark reflecting what little light there was with an unnatural sheen. But that wasn't the worst part. At its base, the soil pulsed with the same red light that had haunted Arin's dreams. The glow seeped out from between the giant roots, rising like heat from a furnace. Kamer felt it before he saw it, a hot, pressurized swell of energy pushing against his skin, making the hair on his arms stand on end. Jules held up the lantern. The flickering light revealed something half buried in the earth. A dark, shriveled husk of skin, cracked, salt-stained, half consumed by the soil. Maegatha's skin, or what was left of it, oh God. Kamer whispered, his breath catching in his chest. Arin whimpered softly, pressing his forehead against Kamer's shoulder. Is calling me again. Jules set the lantern on the ground, his face a mask of grim determination. She trying to pull strength from the tree. Silk cotton tree is a graveyard for spirits. It hold them, bind them, feed them if they wicked enough. Kamer's grip on Arin tightened, so she regenerating here. Trying to, Jules confirmed. And she using the boy's blood to do it. Just then, the ground trembled beneath their feet. A thin crack formed in the earth between the roots, glowing brighter with each sickening pulse of red light. Arin gasped sharply, his body arching in pain. Kamer. It burning red light surged up Arin's arms, crawling toward his chest like living veins of fire. Kamer panicked. We have to do something. Jules nodded, his hands shaking as he dug frantically through his bag. I know. We need to break the link before she fully form. Otherwise, he never finished the sentence because the ground split open. A column of red smoke shot upward, swirling violently, unnaturally. Inside the smoke, something twisted and writhed, like a body trying to form but failing. A skull-shaped face flickered within the churning smoke. Its mouth was open, screaming without making a sound. Kamer stumbled backward, instinctively shielding our inn. Jules grabbed a handful of coarse salt from his bag and hurled it at the forming apparition. "Get back!" The salt hit the smoke and the entire clearing erupted in a shriek unlike anything human. It was a sound that stabbed into their eardrums, rattling their bones, making their eyes water with pain. The smoke recoiled, but only for a moment. Then it surged forward, hungry, violent, alive. Kamer swung the cutlass he carried through the smoke, but his blade passed through it like slicing through heat, useless. The effort did nothing. Arin collapsed from his back to his knees, clutching his chest. She pulling it out of me," he cried out. Jules grabbed the boy, shouting over the terrifying roar of the forming spirit. "Arin, listen to me. You have to fight she." I can't." "Yes, you can," Kamer shouted, his own voice cracking with desperation and fear. "Fight, Arin. Fight." The smoke surged again, swirling around Arin like a vortex. A voice, ancient and full of rage, roared from within it, a voice that seemed to shake the very foundations of the forest. "Give me my skin." The silk cotton tree trembled violently. The ground split further. Something inside the smoke began to solidify, to take a more definite shape. Jules fumbled desperately in his bag, his fingers finally closing around a rusted crucifix and a small jar of oil. "Kamer, keep she back. I need to finish the binding." "How?" Kamer yelled, his eyes wide with terror. "Use the salt. Or use the cutlass. Or use your damn will." Jules shouted back, his voice strained, "But you can't let she touch the boy." The red smoke lunged. Without a second thought, Kamer stepped directly in front of his brother. He raised the cutlass, his hands shaking, his body trembling, but his heart refusing to back down. He would not let this thing take his brother. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this chapter, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next part of the story. See you next time.